Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to this video, and today we're gonna look at this beautiful palette from Miyo Makeup, and it's called the Frog's Tail palette. This is my first look with her. I will show you, I think, 3 looks, we'll see. And I will give you like a review at the end of the video in the outro. But yeah, this is how she looks like. It's made kind of like a fairy book, so it says The Frog's Tale, a magical story about 15 eyeshadows, and it's the fog in the garden. You can see like there's little frogs here, and it's made like a book. You also have like this, the spine that's made like a book. It's so cute and beautiful. I wanted this palette since it released like in autumn. This is a Polish brand, so if you're in Europe, I think it's like 30 euros. I actually bought it on Vinted because I didn't know if they're gonna bring it back, but she is back on their website, which I will link down below. And it's like 30 euros, which is a very nice price for 15 eyeshadows. It's pretty much like half and half mattes and shimmers. You have 2 glitters, which I think you can spot easily. It's super beautiful, like the details. You have also like the little designs here as well, and yeah, it opens like a book, and then at the back you have a little story in Polish and in English. So it says, "Now that you know our shared story about magical sisters, it's time to get to know us a little better. You hold in your hands stories about the frog garden, tea drinking, and lion nature. My name is Fog in the Garden, and I am a dark flower fairy. I hope you can create stunning makeup, and don't forget to take Mayo makeup and stuff like that. If you want to read the chapter about my sister Inhydris, go to volume 2 of the Star's Tale." So there are 2 of these book palettes. The one was the frog tail. Then there was one that was, I think it has like pink packaging, and it was the Star's Tale. I think that was how it was called, which was like pastel-y neonic palette, which was cute, but I just needed this palette. Like, it's so beautiful, and I love the color story a lot more from this one. But the other one had like really nice pops of colors and like pastels and neons. But yeah, I really like this one. Also, I love that it's green with gold details to it. These beautiful, like, it's so pretty. You have, as I said, 15 shadows. It's 1.3 grams of each shadow. It's a vegan formula. As I said, it's made in Europe. So if you live in Europe, this is perfect for you. And then you have this beautiful color story with like the blue shades, the green ones, some neutrals, some pinks and oranges. You even have matte kind of white and kind of black. So yeah, I really like this color story. I think they did a great job with this, and I think it looks a lot better in real life than when I was seeing the swatches and like the promo pictures. Because when I saw the promo pictures, I thought it can be more like a neutral palette with like maybe a little bit of green and a little bit of blue. But like, if you forget these 3 shades, like, it's colorful palette. So I love this. It's also really small, like really sleek and beautiful, and I really like this one. It's really nice. And if I remember correctly, they had the Fog in the Garden palette before, which was like a 10 pan or something. It was like, it only had 2 rows, and I think it was pretty much like some of the blues, some of the greens, and some of the neutrals, and this is just like a little bit updated and bigger color story, if I remember that correctly. I don't think you can get the original Fog in the Garden palette anymore unless in like on like Vinted and stuff. I saw it on Vinted. It looked really beautiful, but it's similar color story to this one, so I don't need the original palette. And I also really like that this looks like a book. I mean, I love eyeshadows, I love books. This is perfect. So hopefully you're gonna enjoy this review. As I said, I'm probably gonna film 3 looks, maybe 4, we'll see, but yeah, this is the first look, and so far I am super impressed with this palette. Also, if you're new here, hi, my name's Sasha. I love indie makeup, I love colorful makeup, especially eyeshadows, and I just love playing with stuff like that. So if that's something that interests you, I would be very happy to see you here again. And without further ado, let's just get into this video. Okay, so today we're going to be trying the Frog's Tail from Miyo Makeup. I'm not sure. Mayo, maybe something. I don't know. I would call it Miyo, and Polish and Czech are pretty similar, so I'm gonna assume. And for the first look, I mean, I obviously bought this palette for the greens because I'm sick. But I think today we're gonna try the blue shades because they look super beautiful, and I definitely want to try the glitter in here. So we're gonna start with this like very vibrant blue, almost slightly like periwinkle blue. It has like a little bit of purple in it, slightly, and it's called Night. And to make this video very special, I'm also gonna be trying my new cinch brushes. They literally just came. They came like an hour ago. I literally just opened them, had lunch, and now I'm sitting here with the palette. So I'm super happy. I only bought the 4 of them. I wanted to buy the original 7-piece set when it first launched, but then I don't know, a lot of things were happening. I didn't got it. And now when they re-released it, or when they brought them back again, and I found out that you can also buy them separately, I bought them separately because the 3 brushes that I don't have, not that there would be something wrong with them. One of them I think was a little bit bigger than I like. I think it was one of the big like shading brushes that I would probably only use as a highlighter brush on my face. And then there were those like more square or like ball shaped ones that I don't use very often, but I wanted to have these ones so that I would have, because in my collection I have similar brushes like these, like similar shapes, so that I could have one set here and one set, probably these ones, at my dorm, so that I don't have to bring my brushes back and forth, because I have a lot of brushes, but I pretty much only use like very specific shapes, and once I found the shapes that I really like, I don't really enjoy using other brushes. So that's a really long way to say that I really like these brushes, and we're gonna be trying them throughout this whole video. I think I'm gonna use them for all of the looks with this palette. So firstly, I'm gonna dip into the blue shade, and I'm gonna use the Cinch EO6. Is it 6? Yes, EO6, which is kind of like a bigger ball-shaped, like kind of squared brush. I have similar brush like this from from Sigma, and I love that brush. It's my favorite brush to start the crease, and like I usually use the mid-tone color for that. Like I have something really like in the beginning, shade like this in the crease, and then I have something deeper in the outer corner. So, and this brush is perfect, or like brushes like these are perfect, and these brushes are so soft. I already kind of played with them on my hands, and they're so soft. So I'm super happy to have them. I didn't buy any of the face brushes because I think you've noticed, I don't use makeup or like foundation, and the only face products I use is like a little bit of concealer, which I use my hands for, a little bit of blush, and a little bit of highlighter, and that's pretty much it. So I didn't feel like I need them, but maybe once in the future I will. And the blue looks beautiful. The brush is amazing. I love the handle. Like, it's so nice to have in your hands. Like, it's really comfortable to hold it and everything. And I think it's blending out the shade really nicely. I was really happy to try this palette because it came out in the autumn. I think it was like November or something, if I remember that correctly. but it sold out quite quickly, and also there were like a lot of releases at that time, so I wanted to wait a little bit to get like a paycheck, and before that happened it was sold out. Now I found out that they've actually restocked this one, or like that it's still available. I bought it on Vinted because somebody put it there, and it's pretty much unused. Only the only shade that is slightly used is like the bony matte color at the top of the palette, which I pretty much never use these shades, so I don't care if it was used. And I disinfected it. It came in the mail yesterday, and I immediately went and disinfected it. And it's been sitting here for like, I don't know, 36 hours, because it came really early in the morning. And so it's been sitting here for like 30 hours or something. And now I want to use it. So now to deepen up this look, I thought I'm gonna use this shade because it's kind of black, but I think it's like deep green. I haven't swatched this palette yet, or maybe it's black. No, it's black. I don't know, because like I really want to use this shade with the greens, but I also think it would look really nice with the blue shades. You know what? We're gonna use the shade Witch. It's kind of like deep browny grayish color, and I'm gonna use the Singe EO2, which is like a very small blending brush, and I'm gonna put that in the outer corner, and maybe we're gonna put a little bit of the black eventually as well. So does that do anything? Okay, so I'm gonna use the shade Dark Fairy, which is the black one, instead, because it's not really showing up all that much. And this brush is so soft. My only brush that I have that I use in this area of eye is one of my older Morphe brushes, and because it has synthetic bristles, it's kind of, and it's older, it's starting to be like kind of scrubby on the eyes, like it kind of feels like a scrub. So I'm very happy to have a new brush that is a little bit more comfortable on the eyes. And this is just so pillowy and just so soft, but it's blending out the shades really nicely. So let me just build it up a little bit. And this is so nice to actually get into the crevices, like it's perfect size for that. Now I'm going back into the brush with the blue shade. I haven't put any more of the product. I'm just using whatever's left on the brush. And I feel like me and Angie, we use makeup very similarly, at least eye makeup. I'm not really into face makeup, but eye makeup, I think we have similar style and like similar technique. So I think that's also why I really wanted these brushes, because I know that we use makeup similarly, because I know we use eyeshadows similarly, and I know that she really likes these shapes, obviously, since she made them. So I thought that that would be a good indicator that they're gonna be nice for me. And I would definitely recommend, if you're thinking about certain brushes, try to find someone who loves them and who uses makeup similarly to you. That's like a good indicator if they're gonna work for you or not. Now I'm gonna take the smallest brush, which is the EO5, and I'm gonna take this really light blue, which is called Fog, and we're gonna put that. Sorry, I had to put the blinds on because it's been like the sun has been shining right into my eyes and I couldn't see anything. It's been raining the whole day and it's kind of like sometimes it's super dark outside and then the other minute it's like super bright. So, oh, this shade is very pretty. It looks more periwinkle combined with the other shades. Like it's more like, right, it looks kind of purpley more than blue. But honestly, I love shades like these. I think they look better on being at like straight up blues. And this blue, the light one, is so pretty. And so far the quality feels really nice. Like I kind of swatched, well, I haven't swatched these shades, but I touched some of them and they feel really soft and buttery, and so far I think they have a really nice pigmentation, and blues are one of the harder shades to create. Like from the color collection that is here, the blues were definitely the hardest to make in my opinion. At least that's how it usually is, so the fact that they're this good, and this brand is quite inexpensive, so. Okay, so here is the matte portion done, and I've used the NYX glitter primer. And firstly we're gonna touch this shade Spell, which is kind of like denim blue. I'm gonna take just like a regular flat brush. And the shimmers are like regular shimmers, there's no duochromes or anything. But I've noticed that the green one, the one that's right under, that's right on top of this, it's on top of this, it's called Garden, kind of has like a little bit of a flip. And the blue, I think there was like a little bit of purple going on in there as well. So they're not duochromes or multichromes per se, but there's a little bit of fun to them. And on the eyes, this shade is like kind of denim-ish. So that's gonna be our base for the eye. And it's a really nice texture. It's kind of like, it's not extremely foily metallic, but it's also not like Colourpop. It's like a actually really nice in between. And I like the texture because it has like a little bit of particles to it. It's a bit, it's not like a jelly formula, it has some particles to it. It has a little bit more grip in my opinion. Like if you use it with setting spray or with the glitter primer, I feel like you're gonna get a really nice opaque color and a really nice finish. And I really like finishes like these. I don't like where the shades are either too smooth to the point that they don't reflect any light. It's not like gritty formula, or it's not like too dry formula. For me, this is exactly how I like it. I don't know if this explanation wasn't too lengthy, but hopefully it wasn't. Okay, let me try to turn the lights on again. I don't know if it's better to have the window open or if it's better to have the blinds on. I genuinely have no clue because I don't really see what I'm filming right now, so hopefully it's okay for you. Now I want to use this beautiful glitter called Meadow. This is literally straight up loose glitter in the pan, which I don't know how I feel about that. Hopefully it's gonna be okay. I personally don't love glitters in palettes because it gets messy, but it's beautiful glitter, by the way. Like, I don't mind the way it looks or anything. It's just that it's gonna be a little bit more messier to use. And I'm gonna spray the brush. I'm definitely not using the cinch brushes for this because glitters are annoying to get out of the brushes and I don't wanna destroy the cinch brushes. So I'm just spraying my flat brush with setting spray to be able to pick some of these glitter particles. And with the wet brush, I'm just applying this and at the center of the lid. I don't know, can you see something? Maybe I'm gonna use my finger for that actually. Yeah, I think it's better with the finger. And I've just put it in the middle of the crease. And I'm gonna try on the second eye to put like a little bit of the glitter primer on and see if it's gonna be better with it. Let me dip into the glitter one more time. Okay, yeah, it's definitely a lot better if you're gonna put glitter primer underneath. Ooh, yeah. Okay, so this glitter, the one called Meadow, in the pan it looks like such an like periwinkly purpley shade. Like it looks very blue purple, but on my eye, especially on top of this shade, it's like kind of turquoisey, which now that I look at it in the pan, there's definitely some turquoise going on when you look at it from an angle, so it's a very fun shade. And now, in the inner corner, I could either do the matte pastel blue, or we could do this shade, which is called Fairy Dust. It has a bit of pink in it, but I think I'm gonna use it because I prefer shimmery inner corner highlight. That's just the way I am. And I'm using the EO1 brush. I actually have similar brush to this from, I think it's from Morphe, and I really like that brush. Like it's kind of like a little bit of a ball shape, and it's just a really nice shape for putting like shades in the inner corner or like the inner part of the lid. I think it's really perfect for that. I think I'm also gonna use like a small brush, and I need something that's something that I can destroy. I'm gonna take the glitter again, the Meadow shade, on a small brush, and I'm gonna try to stick it on the lower lash line as well. And I'm trying to not have the glitter on my lashes because I don't want to get this in my eyes. And by the way, I'm not kidding when I say this is loose glitter. There's no binder between these particles, or at least it doesn't seem like there's any binder because it moves in the pan like crazy. And you're gonna get some fallout from this, so just be ready for that. And this palette came with like a little foamy cap on all of these shades, so you can definitely keep the cap around and just put it back on after you've finished with this palette. And for storage purposes, I think I threw that away, but it would be wise to keep it, especially like for the two glitter shades, I think. So I've put it on the lower lash line. I think it looks more purpley on the lower lash line. And it's really nice. Like the glitter is super nice. But I'm gonna try to show you in the pan. I don't know if you can see, like it's so loose. I'm gonna have to try to press it a little bit so that I don't have too much of fallout. But like it's this whole thing is just fallout. So yeah, maybe slightly messier. It's just about what you like and what you tolerate in your makeup. I'm not gonna, like, it's not too much of a problem for me. I will definitely be very careful storing this to not get fallout everywhere and not have to like clean this palette all the time, but that's the only issue, honestly. Okay, so this is the finished result. I've used the Colourpop Level Up mascara, also the Colourpop Cream Gel Liner in the shade Brands. I know this is Angelica's favorite shade, so since it fits this look, I wanted to use it. Then I have the Essence Multitask Concealer in the shade Tan Peachy Ivory. On my face, I have the Glam Light Blush Duo from the Scooby-Doo collection. I have the pink one, the Daphne one. Then I have the Colourpop Supershock highlighter. This one is in the shade Hippo. It's like purple, pink highlighter. And I also have a little bit of the Legend of Korra jelly shade. This one called Rebel Spirit. Just to give like a little bit more of a sheen, like a gold sheen. Because I don't know, I just really like that. So this is the finished look. The glitter is really cute, like it's super fun. I think it looks really pretty. We'll see how amazing it's gonna be to get off. But I like it, and I love the blue shades. Like the mattes are stunning. The shimmer, I like it too. I usually go for a little bit more of a blue ones. This is a little bit more like denim, slightly turquoisey, but I think it's really pretty. I haven't worn blue in a while, so I'm definitely really happy about the result. And yeah, I think it's a really cute palette, and the quality so far is amazing. So let's get into the second look. Okay, so for the second look, I want to start with the greens, and I'm gonna use first the shade Frog, and we're gonna use it in the inner part of the lid. Yesterday I had the blue shades and they were really nice. The glitter was a little bit harder to get off and take off, but that happens with glitter shades. But the mattes are amazing and the regular shimmers are also amazing, so definitely no problem with this palette so far. And I love working with the brushes. I have the EO2 right now. Now I'm taking the bigger brush, the EO6, and we're gonna use the shade Witch. And I'm using the same primer as before, it's the Beauty Bay primer. And this shade, the shade Witch, is very nice, like neutral shade that works with the blue shades and with the green shades as well. So if you just want to have like a pop of color in the inner corner, or like the inner part of the crease, and then make it like neutral, you definitely can with this shade. And it's a cool tone neutral, so if you like cool tones, you'll like this one. It's almost grayish. Okay, and to deepen it up even more, I'm gonna use the shade Dark Fairy again. I just want a little bit more depth. But I'm just gonna use it like at the outer corner, like the outermost corner. Just like a little bit. For the lower lash line, I want like a little bit of different color there. So I think we're gonna take this shade called Magic Tea, and I'm gonna put that in the beginning of the lower lash line. And I love these kind of more mustardy, yellowy oranges. I think they're super cute. Okay, so the matte portion is finished. Now for the shimmer portion, we're gonna start with the shade Garden. And I've already applied my NYX glitter primer. Now we're just gonna put this shade on top of it. And this is a beautiful green. It's kind of that kind, like deeper green with gold shimmer in it, like a little bit of gold reflect. and it's exactly the undertone of green that I really enjoy. Okay, now I've applied a little bit of a NYX glitter primer in the inner part of the lid, and we're gonna use this glitter shade called Alchemist. And I've applied the glitter primer with this brush, so there's still a little bit of that primer on the brush, which will help to like take out the glitter without having any fallout, which I didn't realize that I should have done yesterday as well. I don't work with glitter very often, so it's a little bit unusual for me. And I'm slightly like cutting the crease with the glitter a little bit. Like it's not fully cut crease, but it's like a little bit of cut crease. And definitely use like a flat brush so that you don't have too much of a... so that it kind of just like sticks it right to the eye and you don't have a lot of texture going on. So that's it, and now in the inner corner I will use the shade Fairy Dust again. I think I'm gonna use it for all of the looks because, I don't know, I'm not really feeling like doing a matte inner corner. That's just not really something that I enjoy doing a lot of the times. And if I do, I like when it's like either very pastel-y shade or something like that. That's just my preference, and obviously we don't have like a super pastel-y shade here. We have some that are really light, but not a full-on pastels. So maybe I could use a little bit of this shade called Crystal to kind of like highlight the brow bone, which I normally don't do, but we could try it today because I don't have any other use for this shade. Maybe that will also help us to blend the rest of the shades. Did it make a difference? I mean, it looks a little bit cleaner, I guess. Okay, so this is the finished look with the Frog's Tail palette. So I've used my new favorite gel liner from Colourpop. This is the shade Aglow. It's like a shimmery grassy green. Then I have the Level Up mascara, again from Colourpop. I have the Multitask concealer from Essence. I have this beautiful lipstick from Unearthly. This is the Devour collection lipstick in the shade Yummy. It's this deep green lipstick. Then as a blush, I have this She Glam blush trio. This is the Sweet Cheeks blush trio in the version Private Cabana. And I have the lightest shade. It's kind of like a peachy color, which I really like. And I went a little bit heavier with it today because I love this so much. And then I have the Udden's Eye Merry Christmas palette, and I've used this shade called Best Wish, Elf Wish. As a highlighter, it's a very beautiful multi-chrome that goes from orange, gold, and green. So that's what we have on. I also have this hoodie that has like a little frog because I wanted to match with the palette, and I think this look is very representative of the palette art and everything. And I love this, and the glitter is actually really nice. Like you don't feel it on the lids. It doesn't scratch or anything. There's no fallout, and it's just really pretty. I really like it. I think it's gonna be fun. So far I was able to not have the glitter all over the palette, which, considering that this is my second day playing with the glitters, I think it's a good sign. I'll definitely keep you posted about the way that it looks and how it works, and if there's gonna be any fallout. And yeah, this is the finished look. Let me know what you think about it. I'll show you a little bit of a close-up. And this is like my everyday makeup look that I always do when I want to just feel comfy and quick and easy. So that's that. And let's jump into the third and final one with this palette. Okay, so for the last look with this palette, we have to play with the neutrals. Well, have to, like I should play with the neutrals. So we're gonna start with these two on the top part of the crease. I'm gonna start with this yellowy one called Magic Tea. And I've already primed my lid with the Beauty Bay primer as always. I'm getting to the bottom of that one, which it only took 2 years. But no, there's definitely less product than it was before, so I'm very happy about that. And I hope I will be able to use it up before summer. Because I already have one primer here, like, as a replacement. And I would like to try other brands as well. Now I'm gonna take the shade Leo, which is a little bit deeper, kind of more like a burnt orangey brown. And it has a little bit of like sequins in it, but it's on your lid, it's just gonna look matte. I don't really know why brands do that. I mean, I sometimes understand it with the black shade or like the darkest shade, that it's also like kind of in between the matte and the shimmer to help, I don't know, just make everything go better together, but I don't really understand it for these neutral colors. And now I'm just kind of blending it with the previous shade, just like on the edge, to make it blend out a little bit better. On the lower lash line, I'm gonna use the shade Roses, which is this kind of pinky grayish, like very cool toned color. And we're gonna put that on the lower lash line. All of these mattes are very smooth, like very buttery, very smooth. The only one that's not is the sequin shade, but that's because there's little glitter in it. But otherwise it's like really nice. And now I'm gonna take the deeper brown called Witch, this one, and we're just gonna deepen up the outer part a little bit. I feel like all of these looks that I've created were very like basic, but I don't know, I feel like this is gonna be my neutral palette. I'm pretty sure you could do some like nice, fun, colorful looks with it. But for me, she's gonna be just like a neutral palette, or like my version of a neutral palette, I think. So let me finish this off and like do the other eye. Okay, now for the shimmer, I'm gonna use the shade Autumn Leaves. Sorry, Autumn Flowers. I can't read apparently. And I still haven't swatched this palette. I will do that after this look, which you've probably already seen the swatches. But I don't know how this palette looks swatched, so I don't know what to expect from this one. Usually I always used to like do the first look and then swatch the palette, but lately I've been kind of, I don't know, I haven't had time for the swatches, so I would usually do them like later, either before I'm editing the video or after the last look. This shimmer is a little bit drier than the other ones, and it's not as sparkly, it's a lot more neutral, which I mean it is the most neutral shimmer in color as well. So maybe if you want to make it a little bit more poppy, I would definitely recommend maybe like using the green glitter on top of it to just make it a little bit shinier. I don't actually know if I'm not gonna film another look today with other palette, so maybe I'm not gonna wear it the whole day. We'll see, because I've worn the previous looks the whole day and it lasted nice. Even the glitters lasted the whole day. nothing creased. Like, I didn't experience any creasing. I forgot to say that in the previous video, but there's no creasing happening with these shimmers. And yeah, it's a very good formula. It's actually a very solid formula. It kind of reminds me Colourpop, just a little bit better. You know, like the mattes are like the good Colourpop formula, and the shimmers are a lot better than Colourpop because they're actually like sparkly and shiny. So yeah, and I mean they're in similar price range. I think this is a little bit better. The pants aren't removable, like they're not magnetic. It's glued in. I kind of tried to take it out because there's a little bit of space between like the eyeshadow pants and the actual like cardboard packaging, right? So I thought maybe there are magnetic, but I can't take them out, so I guess it just doesn't fit 100% and there's like a little bit of space around. It's not like you can actually see it. I don't know, maybe, I don't know if you can see it, like there's a little bit around the border. There's like slight space, to say. Now I'm gonna use the shade Fairy Dust again for the third time. I could use the white matte shade, but I don't know, I just don't like it that much. So we're gonna do it this way. And this inner corner highlight, like it looks great with all of these colors. I mean, I've worn it with all of these colors and I really like it, so I think this is a really good option for this palette. They definitely picked the right shade and the right like undertones and everything. I didn't know what to expect from a brand like that because I've never heard anything from them. But I think they're really solid. And I mean, I'm sorry about the packaging, it's already 10 out of 10. So let me finish this up and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the finished look. I've just added the Udden's Eye Salmon Gel Liner in the shade 03. And I have the Colourpop Level Up Mascara, the Multitask Concealer by Essence. And then I used the Colourpop Supershock Cheek in the shade All Laced Up. It's like a blush and highlighter duo. I used it as a blush. I probably could have just used this one because it's very, like, not shiny, but it will give you like a little bit of a pearl and kind of glossy skin. But I also topped it off with the Peaches and Dreams highlighter from Shroud. This is in the shade Celestial Haze, and it looks very pinky in the pan, but it's actually quite like gold orange highlighter. So that's what I have on, and I think you can see that it's like very shiny, but I needed to do something fun because the eyes are a little bit more neutral. As you can see, like it's a very neutral look. It's definitely better than, like, if I were to go for neutral, I think I would go for this because it's the kind of neutrals that I like. I don't like when they're too brown or too, I don't know, I just like when they're more orangey with that little bit of yellow. Yeah, like this is probably the only neutrals I can somewhat tolerate. Would I actually like go out and use this often? No, but if I'll like have a outfit that will fit this, or if I'm gonna have to go somewhere and I still want to wear makeup, I'm not gonna be angry at this look. It's just not something that I know that I would go for and that I would like wake up and be like, oh my gosh, I have to do this look. That's not really gonna happen, I think. At least not right now. Maybe I'll change my mind later, but yeah. So this is the last look. I love this palette. It's beautiful, gorgeous, not just the packaging, but the color story. If you're a neutral lover, I think this is a nice, like, colorful option for you that still gives you more like a neutral options. I mean, like, apart from the blue, it's all very neutral based, with just like pops of color. The quality is amazing. I wouldn't need the two glitters. I wouldn't mind if they just have like a really sparkly shimmers. But everybody likes different things, and I'm sure that when they were creating it, they probably, and I'm sure that it's just a preference thing. Some people like glitter, some people don't. I still think that it's better if you are gonna have collection with glitter. It's better to put it in a pot instead of in a palette. But I mean, I've been using it for the past 3 days, and there's very little fallout from the glitter. The mirror is still clean, so it's fine. And the mattes are amazing, the shimmers are amazing too. And I've really enjoyed working with this one, and I think I'm gonna take her to my dorm as like my everyday palette, because honestly these are the colors that I go for when I don't have a lot of time and I still want to have makeup on. So yeah, I think this will be great for my work looks. And the formula is really easy to use, like it's very quick. I didn't have to blend too much. I didn't even have to cut out a lot from this video. Like it's pretty much the exact it's like as I was talking I was finishing the looks, so it literally just takes you like, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes to do the whole eye look, something like that. Like it was pretty quick. And yeah, and it just makes me really happy to look at this palette. And I love frogs, like I love everything with frogs on it. I just think it's super cute, and it's kind of fun way to tell the tales. And as I said, like I just really like the idea of a book, especially like a fairy tale book, in collaboration with makeup. Like it's cool, and I really wish that we're gonna see more of this in the future. That would be amazing, because I think they did a great job. I wouldn't mind trying the second palette. I'm probably not gonna try it because it's just I don't have time, and I have a lot of palettes on my wish list that I want to get eventually. So I don't think I'm gonna actually get the second version of this palette, the more like neon-y, pastel version, but I definitely hope that they're gonna continue with this story and they're gonna bring a little bit more out in the future. Let me know which look was your favorite, if any. Let me know what you think about this palette, and let me know if you are from Europe and if you would buy from this brand, or if you've ever tried anything. I know that they also have like face products and stuff like that, and I think they also have individual shadows, which I would want to try eventually. They're kind of on my brand wish list. I like that it's a Polish brand. I want to try what's the other Polish brand? Glam Shop, I think. I want to try them as well. Just because, I would love to have more European indie brands on hand, because so far it's only this, Uden's Eye, and Makeup Beauty Shop. I don't have any other, and like maybe Essence Caterers, but I don't really shop from these very often, so I would definitely want to have more options when it comes to European brands. If you know any European brand other than the ones that I've mentioned, definitely let me know, and I would love to try them out. Like if you know anything, I think I've heard about 2 Ukrainian brands that I want to try eventually. I know about a couple British brands, but obviously these are a little bit more complicated to get right now. So, but I mean, cosmic brushes are not that hard to get a hold of. I know pastel roses are a little bit more expensive to ship. So if there's anything else, let me know. Like, I love indie brands. I love supporting them. And it just makes me super happy to know that somewhere close to me there's someone so amazing who makes palettes and eyeshadows like these. So let me know, and I hope you have a great day. I hope you're enjoying the nicer weather and like the little bit more warmer days, and I will be very happy to see you in my next video. So bye.